Rest in peace to Nico Mcknight, Brian Mcknight's son. He had been battling colon cancer. He died. He was only 32. Rest in peace. It's a sad, sad story. Not only because the young man passed so young, but because him and his father were estranged. Brian Mcknight pretty much divorced himself from his children, first wife, etc. And he pretty much has said it. This has to be pretty devastating to anyone who has a heart, mind, and soul. Sometimes their parents and their children don't get along. It happens. Is it the end of the world? It's not the end of the world, but it feels very cold, especially if parents turn you out and turn you down and just resent you. It happens. It's one of the hardest things to ever admit, that your parents have shunned you, that they produce you, bring you into the world, but don't really have anything to do with you. And so this young man, in part, to pass so young, had to also have felt a broken heart. You know, he was talented too. He sometimes, pardon me, in past moments, he had toured with his father when they were in conversation. But things changed, and Brian Mcknight remarried, and then he adopted the name of his new son and with his wife, etc. And it's just, but see, this is the thing. You always have that remembrance. Some parents can be very cold, and they can act like they're indifferent to their children and don't understand that it's a gift. But it is a gift, but it's not something that you take for granted, and it's not something that you just cast off. Who gave you the right to bring life into light, but then to be negative, to despise your children, to distance, to just be so, without just cause? You gotta have, to me, all things have to have just cause. Now, they tell you biblical, you're supposed to honor and love and obey your parents. However, respect cuts both ways. And if your parent don't respect you and ostracizes you, disrespects you, vulgarities about you, denounces you, it's hard to not feel some kind of way, especially when they don't want to acknowledge you. And I feel for this young man, because